Professor, Physician, Epidemiologist. I am Dr. Sri Banerjee.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sri Banerjee, core faculty for the College of Health Sciences and Public Policy at Walden University. And in this video, I'll be going over Sustainable Development Goal number 13. I did something a little bit different for this video to present this goal. I created a graphic of my own and it kind of fused together multiple the actual goal, which is taking urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. Climate change is of paramount importance at all times. It's something that doesn't pause, that doesn't stop. When you stop thinking about it, it keeps occurring. So it's important to take urgent action. So if we think before COVID-19, I always like to start in this infographic looking at the global community. Communities shied away from commitments required to reverse the climate crisis. So in 2010, if you go back to 2019, this was actually the second warmest year in recorded history. So globally, temperatures are actually now projected to rise by up to 3.2 degrees Celsius by 2100. Now this is significant. This is a significant rise in water temperatures, which results in ice caps melting, polar ice caps melting, and whatnot. COVID-19 implications. What this means is that COVID-19 may have resulted in a 6% drop in greenhouse gas emissions for 2020. So this is still short, with everything closed down basically in all 192 counties. This is still short of the 77.6% annual reduction required to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. So even after everything was shut down, it wasn't enough. Only 85 countries have national disaster risk reduction strategies, which are aligned to the Sendai framework. There's around 190 countries, so vast majority don't have aligned disaster risk reduction strategies, and this is so crucial. So climate finance, the investment in fossil fuels continue to be higher than investment on climate activities. So we have to tip the scale of this and be doing more for climate activities. So in the end, what's happening is climate change continues to exacerbate the frequency and severity of natural disasters. So that means that there's more massive wildfires, there's more just looking at droughts and floods and hurricanes and all of these things affecting 39 million people in the year 2018. So what are the targets involved? First of all, what's the problem? The problem is rising greenhouse gas emissions. That's another reason why climate change is occurring at a much faster pace than anticipated, and its effects are being felt worldwide. So the targets to achieve the 13th Sustainable Development Goal is to, number one, strengthen resilience and adaptive capacity to climate-related hazards and natural disasters in all countries. Planning is important, and so we need more compliance with the Sendai framework. Target 13.2 is integrating climate change measures into national policy strategies and planning. And then number 3 is improving education, awareness raising, and human and institutional capacity on climate change mitigation, adaptation, impact reduction, or early warning systems. And the means to achieve, there's 2 for number 13, which is implementing the commitment undertaken by developed country parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, to a goal of mobilizing jointly $100 billion annually by 2020, and a lot of these actually are for 2030. So some of these are written 2020, but are actually 2030. Again, these are being evaluated next year. From all sources to address the needs of developing countries in the context of meaningful mitigation actions, and also transparency on implementation and fully operationalizing the Green Climate Fund through its capitalization as soon as possible. And then promoting mechanisms for raising capacity building. And oftentimes we see this for the second target, for the SDGs, where capacity building is the main focus of the second and third means to achieve targets. So these are effective climate change related planning and management in least developed countries and even small island nations. Including protecting the most vulnerable populations, protecting women, youth, and local and marginalized communities. So this is all a part of Sustainable Development Goal, Sustainable Development Goal number 13. When you're doing any sort of intervention work, any sort of research, these are good ones to come back to as a frame of reference to then further research in global health. Thank you for listening.